everyone. My name is Ariadna Montiel, and I'll be talking about the exotic drug China White, which is considered to be a designer drug because it is synthetic, not a natural drug. China White appeared in California around 1979 and 1980. This drug caused an epidemic during these years. The authorities and police departments started finding these overdose bodies, but didn't actually know what substances they were inducing to cause this overdose. One time, San Diego Police Department found a dumped overdose body that they saw was under the influence of this drug that they could not really figure out what it was. So they took it into examination and they found a white powder in the body, which is said to be China White. China White is composed by fentanyl amongst other chemicals. Scientists have examined this drug, but they're only sure that it has 3-fentanyl, but other chemicals that are said to be still unknown. This drug can be induced in very small amounts, which not a lot of people know, and it could be intravenously, intramuscular, and inhaling it. After research, scientists found that China White inside your body, it lasts 3 to 7 hours. And as I said before, it's with tiny amounts induced. So our bodies react to everything that we take, and drugs are not the exception. Mostly our brains are the ones that interact with these drugs, particularly for China White. Once you induce it, it binds to the opioid receptors, causing high levels of dopamine. These high levels of dopamine are more than you usually receive when you're not under the influence. So the risk of inducing this drug is that once your brain gets this feeling and high levels of dopamine, it will ask for higher levels each time. So when this drug wears off from your body, it'll feel depressed and sad, and just it won't have dopamine levels at all, which is the reason why people get addicted to this drug, because they just want to feel this euphoric feeling and this pain relief. Not only that, but they also interact with endorphins. So when this happens, it causes our bodies to feel like too much of this. And it signals our brains have difficulty to detect the CO2 in our body, and it just forgets to breathe, which causes the overdose and the deaths, unfortunately. The reason behind all of this and why China White should be induced in very small amounts is because this drug is lipid soluble and fat soluble, making it so much easier to go through the blood barrier. And that way it is a very fast and strong effect in our body. It not only has the effect of making us feel euphoric and amazing and super happy, but it also has some effects that people don't usually know about. It causes nausea, it causes vomiting, and you can faint, amongst other horrible stuff that people don't really know. But I do know that under the influence, maybe people, well, not maybe, well, a lot of people, because they're under the influence, they don't really know what's happening, and they don't really understand that they get these feelings after it wears off. China White is scheduled to be, it is a #1 schedule in the United States. It's a very strong drug. It interacts with your whole body. It affects in a very bad way. And it is a very addictive substance. A lot of people usually that use heroin, they look for something stronger or a faster, feeling to a faster way for them to feel euphoric, happy, or whatever they're looking for, whatever heroin makes them feel, but in a very, very stronger way. And these people end up using China White. What they don't know about, because these drugs are exotic drugs, but a lot of people don't do actually research about it because it's not very known. So they just end up taking the same amounts that they usually do with heroin, and this causes them to, well, pass away because of overdose and a lack of knowledge. I am amazed on how much information I got from this assignment and the things that I didn't know about this drug. I didn't even know it existed. It really makes me think that people should do more research about it, because once you're exposed to something and you don't know what it actually is, it can be tempting to other people. Personally, not for me, but to other people it can. But these effects, which are unknown, they can destroy your life. While I was doing some research, I found these articles about people that use China White, and this one caught my attention. It was about a 29-year-old male that he had a great life. His mom and him had a great relationship, and people didn't know that he was really a drug addict. He used heroin and he was unhappy, apparently. They found him 2 days after his death in his bathroom, and he was using China White. This man didn't know how strong China White was. He thought it was the same thing as heroin, but just a little bit stronger. So he took too much and he overdosed and passed away, unfortunately. Everything in excess is bad, but with drugs, you can't really, you can't really play with it or joke about that. I mean, drug addiction is a very important subject. People need to get informed. People need to understand what these things do to you. They have to know how they have affected other people's lives, and so they can prevent, their future from being destroyed because of a fun time or because of I just want to know how it feels, but you don't really know what the drug is, how it's going to react in your brain, what is going to cost to your body, if it's addictive, if it's not addictive, but the feeling is addictive. It's just playing with fire. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.